Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Jonathan, and today I'm bringing you a video talking about BMT and like the whole sort of sleeping setup at BMT. I never really thought about making a video like this just because I was more like concentrated on everything that happens during the day at BMT, during the day at tech school, and you know, my job and what I do during the day, right? So sleeping at BMT is a huge part of BMT. It's like the best part of BMT because sleeping is when you get to relax. You don't have to worry about anything until you wake up in the morning, right? So this actually was a recommendation. I'm not sure the name, but somebody recommended I make a video talking about sleeping at BMT, and I was like, yeah, that's a freaking awesome idea. I should do that. So if you have any video recommendations, just make sure you leave them down below just so I can actually see what you guys want to know about my experience, and if I don't know, then I can reach out to other people in the Air Force and get their experience and all sorts of stuff like that, right? So jumping straight into it, I'm gonna put up two pictures of the different dormitories at BMT. So you have Disneyland and you have Alcatraz. Alcatraz, those are the old dorms from like the 60s. They're the ones with the beds that are made with the gray dust covers. And the blue mattresses that aren't made, that's Disneyland. Those are like the super nice dormitories at Lackland. So right now, they've been doing this for such a long time. I don't even know if it's still happening, but they made a transition and destroyed a bunch of the old dormitories and rebuilt those new ones that can hold like way more people. They're just way nicer. They have like filtered water and all sorts of stuff, and we like in Alcatraz, like you fill your stuff, like your canteen, through the sink, so it's incredibly different. But the BMT experience is pretty much exactly the same besides the cosmetics and where you sleep. But at the end of the day, like regardless of where you're at, you're still going to sleep at 9 o'clock every night, and you're still waking up at 5:45 every day. So regardless of zero night's a little bit different because you get there late, like anywhere past midnight usually. So you might go to sleep at 3 o'clock after you shower and shave, or 2 o'clock. It just depends on when you get there, and it's also up to your MTI when you wake up that next morning. Like our MTI let us sleep in, so it really just up to your MTI at that point. That's only one night, along with Beast. Beast is different with sleeping too. I guess I'll run down that first just because it'll be super quick. But you sleep in these tents. There's 0 to 9, so you know 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 9. And I can't remember how many people they fit. It's roughly the same as one bay at BMT because there's 2 bays, and the beds go down both of those bays in each dormitory. So the pictures you just saw, there's actually 2 of those in each dormitory for your flight. But basically at Beast you sleep on cots. If you've ever seen a cot, it's just like a stand bed with like, at Beast they're like this green cover, I guess, and you sleep on it. You don't get a pillow or anything like that. You literally get a sleeping bag, and then you get a net that goes over the cot that protects you from scorpions. Yeah, so that's how that is. Sleeping there is kind of rough. I usually would, like I get nervous around bugs and stuff like that, right? So I usually would use my sleeping bag as a pillow because I also like to sleep with a pillow, otherwise my back is like gonna break the next day. So it was kind of iffy sleeping at Beast. It definitely wasn't the best time, but debatably Beast is the best time of BMT because of the experiences that you get and the people that you meet and just all sorts of stuff, right? So that's kind of the rundown of Beast sleeping. You do wake up earlier, and I believe you still go to bed around 9 o'clock at night. But you wake up earlier because you have to get your day started sooner before it gets like super hot, depending on what time of year you go there. So the regular dormitories though, I'm just gonna run down the PT schedule sort of thing with it. So again, like I said, regardless of what dormitory you're in, you're still going to sleep at 9 o'clock, you're still waking up at 5:45, but it depends on what time of year you go for what you're gonna go to sleep in pajamas wise, right? Like the person who left that comment asked about, okay, like, well, what kind of pajamas do I bring? Something like that. You don't bring pajamas to BMT because you sleep, if it's the summer schedule, you sleep in PT gear because when you wake up, you go straight to PT. You literally get up, go pee, you brush your teeth, you get lined up, and then you go down to BMT, or BMT, you already have BMT. You go down to PT, and then you do your thing. Then you usually go back to your dorm, shower, and change, and then go eat, or sometimes you go eat right after that. So in the summer schedule, because there's actually brackets, like dates of when it starts and when it ends, and then when winter schedule starts, you sleep in PT gear, and that's literally like your PT shorts, your PT shirt, and then it's up to your MTI. My MTI made us sleep with socks on so that we could be faster and be like the fastest flight downstairs for Reveille and stuff like that. So we had to sleep in like our white socks and stuff like that. And I mean, that's just so that like literally as soon as you wake up, you swing your legs over the bed, you put your shoes on, your tennis shoes, and then you go to the bathroom. So during the winter schedule, I think our MTI called it crazy gear, and it's because it looks like crazy to MTIs or whatever. But basically, you go to sleep, and because you don't do PT in the morning during the winter schedule, you do it in the afternoon around like 2 or 3 o'clock or 1 o'clock or something like that. Just because they don't want you to do it when it's cold outside at Lackland, I guess, or something like that. It's Texas though, so I mean, it does get kind of chilly, but it's not like super crazy. Like, I'm from Colorado, it gets kind of crazy. I can understand that, but. Basically, you sleep in your green socks that you would wear with your ABUs, you sleep in your PT shorts, so that's the same, and then you sleep in your sand tee, which is also the shirt that you wear with your ABUs. So those mornings when you wake up at 5:45, you just take your pants off, you already have your underwear on or whatever, you put your ABUs on like immediately, and you put your boots on, and then you go shower, or not shower, you go shave and do all sorts of stuff like that, right? So you had already showered the night before, like everything is set up perfectly for you. And then you start cleaning and stuff, so you don't actually have to. It's kind of weird, but it's also super efficient to sleep like that, and it also works in tech school too. This is kind of like a side note away from BMT, but when you do PT in the mornings at tech school, you usually have to wake up at like 4 o'clock, which is crazy different from waking up at like 4:45 at BMT. So I would sleep in like my PT gear because it's not that uncomfortable. It's just like shirts and a short. I usually sleep in that anyways, so I would just wake up and then I would go. So, anyways, that's pretty much it for sleeping at BMT, I guess, besides like the dust covers. If you're super interested in this like thread count, I guess, type thing, the dust covers, those gray sheets that you saw, you have 2 big blankets. So you have the big blanket that goes over your pillow, and then you have the long blanket that like goes over the bed part. And they're super uncomfortable, I'm not gonna lie. They're like a really hard, like, not like steel wool, but like, they're almost like steel wool. They're just like a really rough dust cover bed. And also when you do dust downs at BMT, which is basically when the whole, like your whole flight will sweep on a certain part of the floor, those are like purposely meant to make dust on the floor. That's why they're called dust covers. And it's super annoying, and it's whatever. It's just a whole BMT concept, but they're not the most comfortable, and the pillows do, depending on where you are, because some flights have newer pillows, but the pillows that we had were like saltine crackers. They were very, they're just super thin. I don't know how to explain it. It was like there was padding in it, but the padding like felt good, and then you'd lay your head on it and it would just turn into nothing. So that was also something too. I had to like put it up next to like the railing and then like sleep like that. So. And then you do have like white sheets underneath too. So like sometimes it does get cold at night, like if the AC's on, and I guess if you're in the winter, because I got there in the winter and it was a little bit chilly, just a little bit. So those things kind of mixed together, and it did get a little chilly. So I mean, it's not super uncomfortable, don't get me wrong. It's good for BMT. It's definitely better than Beast, because at Beast you literally only have a sleeping bag that everyone else and their mom has slept in. So. But I mean that's pretty much it. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. It's a little bit everywhere, but like again, it's sleeping. There's not too much to it, but if you really want to know the fine details about BMT and about sleeping and what it's like you get like 8 hours and 45 minutes of sleep, you get blankets, you get a bed. Like those are pretty awesome benefits. Like some people don't have beds, so that's pretty awesome. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about BMT from head to toe, whatever it is, feel free to drop it down below. Don't forget to leave your ship dates so that I can connect with you and that you can all connect too. But if you are coming to Scott Air Force Base or anything like that, let me know. Maybe we can like link up or hang out or something like that. We can have like a little meetup, I guess, type of thing. But I do want to meet as many fans as I possibly can, because you guys are the ones that watch my videos. You guys are the ones that I helped, I guess, get prepared for BMT, so I really want to know your actual experiences too. So anyways, again, thank you so much for watching, and peace out.